What's up, guys? So I'm back. It's been like 3 days, I think, since I filmed the clips that you just saw. But I wanted to talk about something that I think a lot of people get really confused with, and that's the difference between a high carb day versus a refeed versus a free meal. And these are terms that you hear a lot in the fitness industry when you hear people talk about, you know, their plan, their diet, what they're doing. And if you're kind of new to all this and you don't really know anything about any of these methods, then I know it can be really confusing. So I just wanted to kind of explain the difference really quick for those of you who might be new to this, don't know the difference, etc. So each of these different methods has a different purpose, and contrary to what, you know, fitness media, like things you see in magazines, might want you to believe, they all do different things. They're not the same, and they all have their own benefits. So I guess we'll start off with a high carb day. High carb day is something you guys heard me talk about in one of my last videos when I talked about carb cycling. And what a high carb day is when you're eating in a specific caloric range. So say I'm eating 1800 calories a day, which I kind of am a little higher than that. But anyway, so say you're eating 1800 calories per day, split up through your macros. So for say 3 days out of the week, you're going to be eating lower carbs. So say your carbs are at 120 for those 3 days. You're going to have a high carb day once or twice a week, and you're still going to be eating those 1800 calories, but your carbs are going to be higher, probably, let's just place them somewhere at around 180 than the rest of those days. And on those high carb days, your fats are going to be lower and your protein is going to stay the same. What a high carb day is doing, and I'm only going to touch on this briefly because I covered carb cycling in my last video. High carb days are refilling your glycogen. They're refilling the carb sources in your body to fill your muscles back up, give you more energy without going over that certain amount of calories. So you're still dieting, but you're eating a different amount of carbs on those high carb days. And like I touched on in my last video, carb cycling, you're depleting the glycogen in your body to put yourself in a fat burning state, and then you're refilling that glycogen to give you more energy and focus and all that good stuff, so that you can then again do your low carb days and then repeat. So that's what a high carb day is. Now, a refeed is a little bit different. A refeed is when you could be carb cycling, you could not be carb cycling. It doesn't really matter. But a refeed is when you're in a caloric deficit and you've been in that caloric deficit for so long that your body stops responding to, just say you're doing carb cycling. Your body stops responding to the carb cycling. So instead of maybe having high carb days, your coach tells you to have a refeed day, and he or she gives you macros for that refeed day. The difference between a refeed day and a high carb day is that with a refeed day, you're eating anywhere from 100 or more calories over. See, I'm losing my breath really quickly. This is what I keep talking about. But you're eating 100 or more calories over what you eat on a daily basis. So let's use 1800 again as a reference. Say you're eating 1800 calories per day, and then your refeed day would probably be anywhere from like 1900 calories or up. And on refeed days, your carbs are higher. You are getting more carbs, but you're probably also getting more fat too. Your fat tends to not drop as much as it would if you were just carb cycling. So a refeed day is basically to kind of reset your body and get it back into the swing of dropping fat. Because when you are in a caloric deficit for so long, like say you're dieting for like 20 or more weeks, your body is going to get used to that, and it might eventually stop responding depending on your body, basically. So the purpose of a refeed is to get your body more calories so that you can continue to perform better, continue to, diet and lose weight and, do what you've been doing. Refeeds can be anywhere from every week to every other week to, once a month. It's whenever your body needs it, basically. And if you have a coach, they'll tell you when you need one and they'll give you macros. If you're doing it yourself, like I do, you really just have to listen to your body. And say you've been carb cycling for so long and you've just stopped seeing results, that's probably when you need a refeed day or a couple of refeed days, like 1 or 2 a week. I think I was having a refeed day at one point in my second prep of last season. I was having a refeed day like once a week, because getting the more calories actually boosts your metabolism when it stops responding to what you're doing. So it kind of, like I said, it gets your body back into the swing of things so you can keep losing weight. And my back's starting to hurt. So you can keep losing weight and keep making progress. And then we have the free meal. Free meals are very rare during a prep, but if you're just living the lifestyle, then I don't know, you can have a free meal whenever you want. But the difference between a refeed and a free meal is a refeed is controlled, it's tracked, you're still tracking your macros, you're still hitting them, or if you don't track macros, you're hitting your calories. But a free meal is basically eat whatever you want. Most people get like a burger and fries. God, my back really hurts. Like I said, most people get something like a burger and fries. Most people will get something that's high in fat and high in carbs, because that's typically what your body is craving when you've been dieting for a long time. And basically a free meal will happen when your high carb days stop filling your muscles up, when your refeeds aren't filling your muscles up, when they're not giving you any energy. Your coach will tell you, go have a free meal. And a free meal is not an excuse to go balls to the walls all day long, or balls to the wall. I can't speak all day long. What you would normally do with a free meal is track everything you've eaten throughout the day up until that point. Most people will use their free meals at dinner, so I mean, you can have your free meal whenever you want, post-workout, dinner, whatever, but most people, I've noticed, save them for dinner. So you'll track everything up until that point, and then when you go get that meal or make that meal, it's not tracked. You don't track it because it's a free meal. It's whatever you want it to be, however many calories you want it to be, it's free. I don't know. But you don't want to eat until you're like stuffed and you can't move and you're in pain. Like, that's not the point of a free meal. The point of a free meal is to enjoy something that you're craving, something that maybe you haven't had in a while, that doesn't fit into your plan. Just enjoy it and move on. The point of a free meal is not to eat so that, you get so full, like I said, that you can't really function. Its purpose is to replenish you, replenish your body, your mindset, and all that other good stuff. I'm sorry, I'm not being very scientific, but like I said before, when I was talking about carb cycling, y'all know me, that's not me. I'm not a very, scientific person. I know what I'm talking about, yeah, but I'm not going to put it in scientific terms because that's just not how I talk. That's not how I think that most people understand things. So, yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much a brief explanation of the difference between a high carb day, a refeed, and a free meal. And if you want, more information, feel free to ask a question below in the comments, or email me. My email's down there too. Or there's always Google. Google is great too. That's, where a lot of people first learn things. So that's, I guess, it for now, because I've rambled and said my back hurts like 10 times. So, I'm gonna go shower and get ready for work because I have work tonight, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Just as comfy as the flex leggings.